Dear student, in this lecture video, we studied about how to determine the voltage regulation by zero power factor method. The zero power factor method is also called as a Portier triangle method because the Portier triangle is drawn in the graph of the zero power factor method. From the Portier triangle only we can calculate the reactance, that is Portier reactance. That's why this method is called the Portier triangle method. What is the purpose of zero power factor method? The zero power factor method is mainly depends on the separation of leakage reactance of armature and their effects. What is mean by Portier triangle? The triangle formed by the vertices which is shown in the figure we seen in the later is called the Portier triangle. How to determine the armature leakage reactance and armature reaction MMF separately? There are two tests is required for determining the armature leakage reactance and armature reaction MMF separately. One is open circuit test, second one is zero power factor test. What are the assumptions made for Portier triangle method? The first one is armature resistance per phase RA is neglected. The second one is the open circuit characteristics taken along the no load accurately, which represents the relationship between the MMF and voltage on the load. The third one is the leakage reactance voltage per phase, which is denoted by IAXAL, which is independent of the field excitation. Fourth one is the armature reaction MMF, which is denoted by FA, is constant. If you want to determine the voltage regulation by ZPF method, what are the characteristics is required? One is open circuit characteristics, another one is full load zero power factor characteristics. Now you see the circuit diagram of zero power factor method. The circuit consists of prime mover. This is the stator of the alternator. This is the rotor of the alternator. This is the reactive load, that is the pure reactive load. This is the field rheostat of the alternator. This is the DPST switch. This is the DPST switch. The ammeter is connected in series with the field winding, and then the voltmeter is connected between the any two phases of the armature of the alternator. The field rheostat is connected in series with the field winding of the alternator. This is the connection. First, the connections are given as per the circuit diagram. How to conduct the first test, open circuit test? I already explained in the previous lecture video. Once again I explained. First, DC supply is given to the field winding and then close the DPST switch. Then by varying the field rheostat from maximum position to minimum position, note down the corresponding field current IF and then open circuit voltage per phase, VOC per phase, and then draw the open circuit characteristics. This test is done until the 110% of the rated voltage of the alternator is reached. After conducting the open circuit voltage, the field rheostat brings to its original position, that is the maximum position. Now you can close the DPST switch. Under open circuit test, the DPST switch is kept open. For conducting full load zero power factor test, the DPST switch is closed. Now you can vary the field rheostat. At the same time, you can vary the purely the reactive load also. You can note down the readings, that is the IF and the armature current IA, and then tabulated them. From this end, you can draw the full load zero power factor characteristics. The full load zero power factor test is conducted until the reactive load reaches the full load. Okay. Now you see, this is the graph of the Portier triangle method. The field current is taken along the x-axis, voltage is taken along the y-axis. First we draw the open circuit characteristics between field current and voltage. Then you can draw the zero power factor characteristics. This is the full load zero power factor characteristics. First, how the point, okay, this point, for example, this point is O dash, okay, the O dash, this point is O dash, okay. How the O dash point is obtained means, when the alternator is delivering full load current at zero power factor lagging, which gives the rated voltage, okay. Then this point is O, this point is, for example, H, this point is H, okay. So the OH is drawn, that is the point H is drawn from short circuit test, with the full load zero power factor armature current, which gives zero terminal voltage. So here the OH gives the value of field current which equal to balance the demagnetizing armature reaction effect and for leakage reactance occurring drop at full load. By using 2 points H and O dash, the full load zero power factor characteristics is drawn. From point O dash, draw that line, okay, that line is the BH is drawn, which is equal and parallel to OH, okay. Then from point H, a line parallel to air gap, this is the air gap line, is drawn, which cut the OCC curve. OCC curve at point D, okay. So the points, this O dash and then H and then D are obtained, which make the triangle O dash HD. This triangle only is known as the Portier triangle. For a given armature current, this triangle is constant and hence it can be moved on the zero power factor curve. You see, here or here or here, wherever you have to move. Then a perpendicular line, that is DE, is drawn perpendicular to the O dash H. The length DE gives the voltage drop because of armature leakage reactance drop IAXAL, okay. Then the O dash E gives the field current required to balance demagnetizing effect of armature reaction, and EH for balancing the armature leakage reactance drop DE. If V is the full load terminal voltage and only the armature leakage reactance voltage drop is added to V, then we are getting a E. So therefore the E is nothing but the dA. Capital E is nothing but the dA. So the field excitation is required to get E is dA. And then the O dash E gives the field current required to balance demagnetizing effect of the armature reaction. And then the O dash E vectorially to OF, we get excitation for obtaining the E naught, whose value can be known from the open circuit characteristics. Now the voltage regulation corresponding to this field excitation, that is nothing but the, for example, this is G means GF. The GF is nothing but the E naught. We know the E naught value, you know the V value, then the percentage regulation is equal to E naught minus V divided by V into 100. So we can calculate the regulation. Then you see, that is the OAG. Okay, this is the lagging power factor. The angle is 90 degree plus pi. This procedure is similar to MMF method only. Similarly, that means what? The OH is the field current is the radius, A is the center, and then draw one arc which is cut on the x-axis. We are getting the F point. From the F length you can project one line, then which is cut on the OCC curve. The corresponding voltage is E naught. The same procedure is used for the leading power factor. Leading power factor means 90 degree minus pi only. 90 degree minus pi. Okay, 90 degree minus pi for leading power factor. And then unity power factor means 90 degree only. So this is the graph of Portier triangle. Now you see the phasor diagram of ZPF method. Okay. So here you see the V phase, that is the terminal voltage V is the reference vector, and then the I phase is lags behind by an angle pi, and then the IARA drop is drawn. IARA drop is drawn which is parallel or in phase with IA, and then the IAXL, okay, that drop is drawn which is perpendicular from IARA drop. Then armature reaction drop, IAXA drop, then which is perpendicular to IARA. Then you can join OD, we get the E naught. E naught or E phase both are same. Okay. And then the BC represents the leakage reactance drop, armature leakage reaction drop. You can join OC, we get the E. E or E1 phase both are same only. Okay. Then you can draw the MMF, that is the F. Okay, that is the OF. The OF represents the armature flux FR. Okay. So the OE is the, that is the MMF due to the field current IF1, and then EF represents the resultant MMF FAR, but this angle is 90 degree plus pi because of the lagging power factor. Okay, so this is the phasor diagram of zero power factor method. Dear student, in this lecture video, okay, you clearly understand the what is the purpose of zero power factor method, and then what are the tests required to determine the voltage regulation, and then how to conduct the open circuit test and the zero power factor test, and then how to draw the open circuit characteristics, zero power factor characteristics, then the procedure for drawing the phasor diagram of zero power factor method. Thank you student for watching this video.